Hello, welcome back. Today I will love to talk more about King Paimon, the Grimoire of King Paimon, the Lord of the Endless Silence and the Lord of the Abyss. This is a grimoire, a book that one can find on Amazon internationally. I am the author of the book, Anais Giulia, and in this recording is part of a larger playlist where as I finished the book already last year, but I'm still talking about the wisdom and the knowledge that King Paimon has, and I'm still unraveling this meditation process now. As I've said, it is an endless process, of course. It means that as Paimon is a well of infinite wisdom, no? So the process of learning never ends. Of course, I can decide to end to say, well, I will not talk more about King Paimon, but as I've said, the decision, of course, is mine, no, to go further on and to understand more from the magic of King Paimon. At times, sometimes it's like a little struggle because sometimes I have said I feel his presence. When I was writing the grimoire, I felt his presence always very strong and powerful, but I was more focusing and working for the grimoire, for the book, no? And more now it is more like a personal desire of mine to connect with King Paimon for different reasons, or for my emotional need as well, no? To connect with his energy, or to connect towards him and towards his wisdom. The grimoire of King Paimon, it is written in verse. It has 700 pages, a large grimoire, but it's all written in verse, and it tells the story of King Paimon, who he is. It is inspired from the book of King Solomon, Ars Goetia, or the Lesser Key of Solomon, where he describes the 72 demons of Ars Goetia, no, the spirits of Ars Goetia, which is, of course, characterization of each spirit somehow in a short description. But my grimoires, I have written grimoires from other characters from the Ars Goetia. I have written the grimoire of King Paimon, of Boer, Lerage, Gusion, Citri, Vine, Vapula, Asmodeus, and I'm still working on others. But going back to King Paimon, in the last recording yesterday we spoke about the elements of the abyss, no? Reaching that, almost like reaching a place in the abyss, no? Because of course the abyss has different places, but they're all surrounded by darkness, they're all surrounded by silence, no? That is a representative of the abyss, is this void, is the silence, is that feeling that no one listens, no one reads you, no one, that you are all by yourself, all alone. And I was speaking about, well, King Paimon was revealing that moment that seems so desperate and seems so lonely and so sad. It is actually the moment where King Paimon enters and saves and rewards, no, for your work, for the work that one has done. And it is in a way the entering of the black door, the black chamber. King Paimon always talks in symbols. It is a spiritual language that King Paimon uses. So when I speak about the black door, it has an esoteric, occultic meaning. It is not a simple material black door, no? So all the words, or the intelligence of King Paimon is part of the work of a magician or a supernatural being, as King Paimon is. There's always a difficulty to express exactly who King Paimon is, because he is so vast. One cannot comprehend the entirety of King Paimon, no? But I did reveal many things about him, and I do know already many things about him, so it's not like it is impossible to decipher. Sometimes he's there, sometimes he's not there, no? There's always the element of hide and seek, no? Some play in the shadow. There's always the element of the darkness that he represents, no? And it is sometimes made maybe because we are not able to understand, no? It's not to say that it is on his side, but it is more on our side, because of course we live in the material world. We live in a dimension where things are not so easy in certain ways, no? Well, one of course can still contact, or one can still reach out to different type of knowledge, which it is a higher type of knowledge, but that doesn't come so easily. Things are revealed at a certain time. One cannot force, one cannot use the material mean to reach that. It is not given if it's not earned. Certain spiritual knowledge or spiritual meaning or spiritual understanding comes not easily. So one is always a little bit walking in the darkness or trying to see in the darkness. That's pretty much the feeling, no? And the other feeling is strange as well, because when it does reach you and that information comes to you, you feel it's suddenly or from somewhere, no? Or it's very fast, or it's unexpected. So, you know, things take time as well, no? Say, well, there's a question of timing as well, a question of the mind as well, what the mind is able to understand, no? So, well, the knowledge can be outside there for us, but if our mind is not able to see it or understand it, it is useless, no? There is something to happen, has to be on both sides. Something to work out has to, you know, function or have a symmetry or some type of elements, no? That they can recognize themselves, they can work together. So there is always the mirror effect, the mirror. King Paimon always works with mirrors as well, no? The magic mirror, the mirror of the magic, or what the mirror represents. So the mirror represents the soul, no? But not only one soul. It represents like as I've said in one recording, the mirror is made from sand. Sand represents time, so it is connected to the past, no? It is sand which is pressed and burned together and then polished in a soft surface that can reflect something. It does reflect, no? And there's the meaning of the black mirror as well, which is a mirror that does not reflect light, no? It is dark. It's almost like it pulls one in. It is the magical quality of the black mirror. And I would like to understand a little bit more, no? To ask King Paimon to see what is the black mirror exactly, no? The black mirror, say, well, it can be understood in different ways. First, it is not a mirror, because if it's black, it does not reflect, no? But it has the surface of a mirror. It is polished, or say, but it is black. So there is no reflection, there is no recognition. It is already finalized through its purpose, what it is. It does not connect with the other, no? The blackness of it, no? It pulls in, so it has this magnetic field, no? It's more, it attracts the light, but it doesn't let the light reflect back. So there is a element that the black mirror is able to absorb, but it's not able to reflect back, no? So, well, it takes in the light, but it does not reflect, it does not give it back. But it is, King Paimon says that the black mirror, it is more authentic, more real. It has more truth to it than a normal mirror, no? Because it is, how you say, like it speaks about the past as well, no? The blackness, well, it takes something, it brings it into the past, but it's stopped there. There's a point where something cannot go anymore. There's a point where there is no reflection, there is no continuation to that. Now it is only able to absorb or to take. And it is part two, no? So, well, if, for example, when we think about knowledge, no? Knowledge too is like you read, you take a lot in, but it is more difficult to be shown to others. You cannot connect with others. You cannot show them all who you are. It is a more difficult process, no? So, well, maybe it's easier as the black mirror absorbs, but it is more difficult to give back, or to show that element, or that knowledge, or that vastness, or the potential that one has inside him, no? So that's why King Paimon say it is more clear, it is more real. No, Black Mirror, it is more close to reality than a normal mirror. Because the normal mirror is it does take in it, but it reflects something back, but that reflection is not real. It is in a way an illusion, and mirrors do speak about illusions as well, no? And the black door represents that element of alchemy, no? Because it does open a portal or a realm where things can be renewed, things can move higher timeline or higher speed or higher understanding. There's a part, no, to say, if I decide to go on that higher timeline, it's not to say that I don't feel myself pulled into the past or into the back, and say, there are moments where even if it's in our future or close to us, that those paths sometimes intersect, say, time is not linear. I can be in my present and I move forward, but things from the past still come on my timeline. And so on and so forth. So sometimes the past, present, and future intertwine themselves. There is this crossroads, or there are the moments of decision, no? And that's why we do have the feeling we cannot really get loose from the past totally. You cannot. There's always a line that is following you, which is the past. The past is always moving towards the future as well, no? To say the past is not closed. The past is moving towards future, no? And today I would like to speak about something else. This was more introduction to the understanding of my last recording, which was very interesting and very deep, and I wanted to clarify a few things because it did seem very important, the recording I did yesterday, because I did have a new vision, and it was the way I was feeling as well, and then I somehow spoke on it, what it means and what knowledge one can get from there. And of course, if one wants to learn everything or have a connection to these recordings to the beginning of the playlist, one should listen from the beginning, the first recording that I have made, and this is I think number 70 or 80 recording. So no, there is step by step, that's why maybe if you listen to this first time you don't really understand what I'm talking about, because it's a continuation from the other thematics that we have already spoken about. So to keep that in mind as well, but one can still listen to this and be fine. You don't have to necessarily listen to the entire playlist, but of course if one wants to get into this knowledge and make things flow the way it was supposed, the way I created it, it should be made in this way, with the first recording, and then listen to the entire playlist where things are revealed step by step. King Paimon does not reveal everything at once. He is a very wise teacher. He shows here a little bit, here, there, but the knowledge is very deep, is very vast, is very important as well. And I can speak today a little bit more about the element of darkness, I say, in the abyss everything is dark. In the abyss everything is spaceless, timeless. It's almost like no form, there's no space, there is no time, there's only darkness. Things change perspective, the moment that you are all by yourself, all alone, in that vastness, in the darkness, in the timeless. It's almost like the time has stopped in some way or another, because in the abyss time is eternal, and that can be like a good thing or a bad thing. It can seem as a curse as well, to say, one can get lost in the abyss. It is almost like a labyrinth, and say you cannot find your way out through the darkness. That's why I say, King Paimon is there. King Paimon doesn't abandon no one. So he's the ruler of the abyss. So in that emptiness, in that vastness, King Paimon is there. So King Paimon will not abandon, say, the help is coming, the help is on the way, the knowledge is there, the understanding is there, the bravery is there, the the elements that one needs to move further on. No, there is no need to stuck to the past. There is no need to worry about the future. There is no need to rush or hurry or there's a certain time space. There's a certain time pause. There's a certain time convergence. No, there's, I've said, different elements that come in our timeline. It is not a linear, simple as life is. No, it is not a simple line. Sometimes things combine from the past, combine now in the present. Some things vanish, some things come again, some things never come back again, and a lot of this is not in our control. No, I think very little is in our control actually. So there is, Paimon says that one needs to have the trust in the darkness, in that guiding force of his hand. One has to meditate as well, no, to not be scared of the darkness or of the elements of not being able to see, into the future, not being able to see what else is going to happen, or not finding a way out, or not understanding something. No, it seems like a blockage. It seems like I cannot move further on. I cannot see. I cannot understand. So that too is an important realization. No, to say, well, is there something to be understood, or I can move further on my path? How long I have to stay here? It is a decision now as well. And King Paimon say, well, there's no need for you to stop. No, he say, well, one always is able to move forward. One is always able to move towards that next step. What is the next step? And in the knowledge, exceptionally, like as I said, King Paimon is very much about knowledge. So he says that part of the darkness or not knowing, that is the part that actually gives the answer. So if you reach that part, know that the answer is coming. Know that help is going to be given, or the answer is going to be given. And so sometimes it feels like a period of nothing, and then suddenly a lot. No, so suddenly it blooms. Suddenly it's there. It is a part of the magic as well. You plant a seed in the earth, and then long time nothing, and then suddenly you see it bloom. Suddenly it's there. No, it is connected to time as well. There's a certain time for everything. No one can already calculate when it's going to be approximately. No, so well, this I plant in March and it's going to bloom in 3 months or 5 months, or in 3 years it's going to grow so much. No, there is, one can evaluate the future. So it's not that it is total blackness. That's what Paimon wants to say. One can expect the blooms, of the seeds that they have already planted in the past. So things should be easier now, because, well, a lot of work has been done in the past. A lot of seeds have been planted. So if the period feels a little empty, it's just because it's the period of just germination, of things coming to fruition, things coming to realization, and then suddenly are going to be there. That's the feeling. Suddenly the light appears. Suddenly, but the part of the darkness, or the part of waiting, or the part of nothing happening, it is important, because exactly then things happen. That's what Paimon wants to always makes us think and understand. The truth always lays in the paradox. It's exactly opposite than we see it. We just have to go back in our minds and go through chambers and a little labyrinth, talk, and then one can find the answer for himself. So it is an important step to understand that, no? And say, well, my future is connected to my past as well, of course, no? And it is our decision as well, too. So it's not like we are passive in creating our own future. It's quite opposite, no? Another paradox. So, well, we might feel like we're not in control, but actually we are in control, no? Or we might feel that we don't know what we do, but actually we know what we do. Or the feeling is not the reality. What one feels is not what is real. That's why the mirroring of a normal mirror, it is illusion. It's not the real truth. So one has to know himself or herself very well. It strengthens that relationship to oneself, no? Say, well, if I am one me, and then I put a lot of mirrors in front of me, they will all have a different perception of me, a different angle of me. But none of those mirrors are me. I am only one. So if all the other people that look at me and say, well, there is all perception of who I am, but none of them is real. No one, it cannot be. It's just an illusion. It's just just a mirror showing back who I am, but I'm not that mirror. I'm not that person. I'm not in that reflection. It's just a reflection. It's not real. It is illusion. So it is a form of magic as well, no? But at the same time, it strengthened my core. It strengthened my self-belief of who I am. So our relationship with the outside, no, they are not real. They are all illusions, because there's always different factors enters and say, well, the unity, the one is one, all the others just reflections of others or just connection with others, but none of them is real. The only real is you or me, no, the person who exists, no. And the black mirror is more like element where you can enter, you can discover more of that elements that you didn't discover for yourself yet, no? But in the same time, Paimon says it is not necessary to look for yourself. That would be a mistake, Paimon says, because you already know yourself. There is no need for you to lose yourself in yourself, no? One should move, no, like step by step. There is a timeline that one has to move through. So everything somehow that is connected to the past, it stops that process. It stops that understanding. It takes some time. It takes away something from you that takes you away from the timeline that you want to go or you should go, no? Yeah, the book of King Paimon, of course, very interesting. It is a grimoire. It is written in verse. It speaks about King Paimon, his persona, his own voice, his own wisdom, and different historical aspects of him. And then there is a love story. He meets a girl in the desert, and they have like instant recognition, and then they decide to go to travel through the desert, no, to reach their home. And it speaks about their travel and the love that they share that always grows deeper, and the connection and the bond that they have between each other. And they say, well, King Paimon has been lonely for a long time, no, but King Paimon did find unexpected, no, something on his timeline, because King Paimon, he moved on his timeline. He never stopped, really. He always moved forward, no? So it's difficult to reach him because he's always somehow in the future. He's always moving. He doesn't do this stop and, you know. But when he met her, he stopped for her, and he changed his timeline because he chose her to go with him. So he accepted now something that was not somehow on his timeline. So things did change. His future did change. And this is the whole story in the book of King Paimon. And it is finally love story, but it is interesting now to see the part where King Paimon talks and the teachings that he has and the wisdom. It is a large book, so if you decide to buy it, expect a big book. It has more than 700 pages. Yeah, I will leave this recording here. I don't want to force new ideas, but I will continue another time with a different recording. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, bye.